Yeah, today we will. Okay, don't worry about that. Might be they will get the recording. Okay, so today, okay, just continue. Today we will start what? Today we will start the inheritance concept, sir. Okay, today we will start the inheritance concept. Just listen. So last class we have completed what? We have completed the instance block. Okay, all topics of constructor like how to work with default constructor, how to work with parameterized constructor, how to work with copy constructor. Then we have one more flavor, private constructor, and finally instance block. Okay, instance block. Now today we are going to start a very fresh topic. A very fresh topic. Please give the heading inheritance. Inheritance. Please give the heading inheritance. Inheritance. So what is inheritance, sir? Look at what is inheritance. Try to understand. So the main purpose of inheritance, why we are learning inheritance. Why we are learning inheritance? We are learning inheritance for code reusability. Okay, we are learning inheritance for what, sir? For code reusability, we are learning inheritance. Okay, we are learning inheritance for code reusability. Code reusability, how to reuse the code. How to reuse the code. Okay, that is our main motto. That is our main motto of learning this inheritance. Okay, if someone is going to ask you why we are learning inheritance, sir, very simple. Why we are learning inheritance, sir? Just to reuse our code. Just to reuse our code, we are learning inheritance. Okay, fine. Just to reuse our code, we are learning inheritance. Now let's see what is how we will achieve reusability. Okay, now that is the another thing, how we will achieve reusability. Of course we are learning inheritance for reusability, no doubt about that. But the thing is how we can reuse our code, how we can reuse our code. Let's say I'm giving you one simple example. Okay, so it would be more better to understand the inheritance concept, and you will come to know how we can achieve code reusability. Okay, let's see there is a class, A. So this class A is written by some developer. Okay, let's say some developer has written this class, some let's say some Virat developer has written this class. Okay, so Virat developer has written this class. What is that? Class A. Now, what is the intention of Virat? The intention of Virat is very simple. What is the intention of Virat? The intention of Virat is very simple. The intention of Virat is what? To develop a class, which can add to number, which can subtract to number. Listen very carefully, guys. What is the intention of Virat to develop this code? The intention of Virat to develop this code, so Virat can add two numbers, Virat can subtract two numbers. Correct or not? Yes. Let's see. So for the same, in order to achieve the same, Virat is writing the code. Look at void sum int a comma int b. Okay, and here just let's say addition of a and b. Okay, just addition of a and b in any form. Okay, a plus b. Of course, I'm not following the syntax and each and everything. So just to what? Some number for what? For addition of two number. Correct or not? Yes, correct. Similarly, sir, similarly we have what? Subtraction of two number. Similarly, what we have, sir? Subtraction of two number. Subtraction of two number, again int a minus int a comma int b. A and b are local variable. A and b are what? Local variable. So we can happily use a and b inside this sum module, and we can also happily use this a and b inside this subtraction module. Correct or not? Yes. Now a minus b. Okay, fine. Now the code is ready, sir. The code is ready. You can see the code is ready. Fine. So Virat has successfully written this code. No problem. Virat has successfully written this code. No problem. Correct or not? Yes, sir. For adding two number, for subtracting two number. Perfect. Perfect. Now, now, sir, one another person came, sir. One another person came. One another person came, sir. What is the name of the person? Let's say the name of the person is what? Rohit. Sir, Rohit came, sir. Sir, what is the intention of Rohit, sir? The intention of Rohit to write the code. Listen, the intention of Rohit to write the code. The code can the code can perform addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. The code can perform what, sir? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Now, what Rohit can do, what the option Rohit has. So Rohit can write a class, let's say A. Okay, class, let's say A. Now here also Rohit is writing void sum, sorry, void sum, and here what's a int A, comma, int B. Just for what? Just for addition. Just for addition of two numbers. Okay, just for addition of two numbers, A plus B. Fine. Okay, A plus B. Now, yes, perfect, sir. Now again, what Rohit is doing, he's writing the code for what, sir? For subtraction. He's writing the code for what, sir? For subtraction. He's writing the code. What is, sir? Subtraction and A minus B. A minus B. Correct or not? Yes, correct. Same, sir. Same. What Rohit is doing next. Same. What Rohit is doing next. Okay, he is writing the code for what? Multiplication. Let's say here. Here he is writing the code for multiplication. Assume that. Yes, sir. Multiplication, and let me one more code for division. For division as well. Okay. So let me give the red color. Okay, so this is the code, sir. This is the code for what? This is the code for remaining part, sir. Remaining part means what? Subtraction, summation has already done. Now here what we have to do, sir? Multiplication, multiplication. In multiplication, of course, A into B, A into B, and here what we have, sir? Here what we have, division. Division, of course, in division, what, sir? A divided by B. Correct or not? Yes, A divided by B. And finally, here what, sir? The class is closed. Here what, the class is closed. Okay, now this code is written by Rohit. Perfect, sir. Code is working fine. Okay, code is working fine, no problem. Compilation is fine, execution is fine, everything is fine. Okay, everything is fine, sir, no problem. Even Virat code is also working fine. Rohit code is also working fine, no problem at all. Now, sir, if you observe this code with an eye of object orientation, listen carefully, sir. If you observe this code with an eye of object orientation, then it is a Rust kind of coding, sir. It is a Rust kind of code. It is not an efficient coding, sir. It is not an efficient coding. Okay, it is a Rust kind of coding. Why it is a Rust kind of coding? Why? Because listen. Why? Because look at, this is a Rust kind of coding. Why? Because, sir, the same code written by Virat is already written by Rohit, already written by Virat. Rohit is just going to repeat the code. Rohit is just going to repeat the code. If you observe this code carefully, it is repeated code, sir. Sir, it is repeated code, sir. If you observe this one carefully, it is what, sir? It is repeated code. This code is totally repeated code, sir. Okay, this code is totally repeated code, sir. It is already written by Virat. It is already written by Virat. Rohit is rewriting it. Rohit is what? Rewriting it. Okay, so it's a what, sir? It's a what? It's a not a good or efficient programming, sir. It is not a good or efficient programming. It is a Rust kind of programming. Okay, why it is a Rust kind of programming? Because we have what? Look at, we have what? Memory duplication, sir. We have code duplication, sir. Okay, we have wastage of time. Memory duplication, same code is written. Memory duplication, wastage of time from the user's point of view, and what? Of course, memory duplication, code duplication, wastage of time. Now, okay, I hope you got it. Now, what we need to do, sir? If it is a Rust kind of programming, then what we need to do? What is a good programming, sir? What is a good programming? Sir, object oriented says, look, what is the slogan of object oriented? Object oriented says what, sir? I told you already. There are two things, sir. Aura. Aura means what? Write once. Write once. This is the slogan of Java, sir. This is the slogan of Java. Write once, run anywhere. Write once, run anywhere. This is the slogan of Java. So you should write the code only once. You should write the code only once, and you can use the code. You can run the code anywhere. It is not a better practice to rewrite the code again and again. It is not a better practice to write the duplicate code again and again. Okay, it is a Rust kind of programming. So, sir, Sir, then what we need to do, sir? What we need to do? What is the better option, sir? Sir, what is the better option? Listen very carefully. What I'm going to explain right now. Sir, the better option is what, sir? Whenever you are going to develop something, listen very carefully, sir. Whenever you are going to develop something, you should first check whether what I want to develop, whether this part is already developed by someone else. It this part what I want to develop, this part what I want to develop, let's say here Rohit wants to develop what one kind of calculator, okay, where that calculator will perform summation of two number, subtraction of two number, multiplication of two number, and division of the two number. So Rohit must have to visit that whether this code is already developed by someone else or not. If it is code is already developed by someone else, rather than recreate, we should always reuse. What is that? Rather than look at rather than recreate recreate, we should reuse. Rather than recreate, we should what, sir? Reuse. Okay, remember this point very carefully. Rather than recreate, we should always what, sir? We should always reuse the code. Rather than recreate, we should always reuse. We should always reuse the code, sir. Rather than recreate, we should always reuse. Okay, reuse. So here, what Rohit is doing, sir? Rohit is not reusing the code, sir. Rohit is not reusing the Virat code. Actually, what Rohit is doing, Rohit is simply starting from beginning. Rohit is simply starting from beginning. So that is the problem. That is the problem. Here, what will happen? Memory duplication, code duplication, wastage of time. Okay, memory duplication, code duplication, and wastage of time. Now, what should Rohit do? What should Rohit do? Sir, Rohit has a plenty of options, sir. Okay, let's see. Sir, of course, Rohit can start from zero as he has already done. Okay, starting with zero. So not what is the better option? What I can do? Look at it. Sir, what Rohit can do, I'm going to delete. If you want to take the screenshot, you can take the screenshot, please. If you want to take the screenshot, you can take. This is the WhatsApp. This is a worst kind of programming. Please take the screenshot. Okay, now let's see. So what Rohit can do, sir? What options Rohit can have? Look at, sir. Instead of doing this one, instead of doing this one, okay, what Rohit can do, Rohit can start writing what, sir? Class. Rohit can start writing any class, sir. Any class. Class, let's say class B. Okay, class B. And what Rohit can start from void multiplication. Why Rohit will start from void multiplication, sir? Why Rohit will start from void multiplication? Why? Because summation and subtraction code is already developed by Virat. Summation and subtraction code is already developed by what, sir? Virat. Okay. So Rohit can start from multiplication. Rohit can start from multiplication. As you can see, as for example, let's see. As you can see, as for example, Rohit can start from what, sir? Rohit can start from multiplication. A into B. A into B. Okay. Similarly, we have what, sir? Void division code. Void division code. Void division code. Int A, comma, int B. Okay. Int A, comma, int B. And here A divided by B. Yes, correct, sir. A divided by B. Correct, sir. Okay. Sir, Rohit can start from multiplication and division, but the question arises, sir, how Rohit will use the summation and subtraction, sir? How Rohit will use summation and subtraction? Okay, of course, summation and subtraction is written by Virat, and I know we should reuse rather than recreate. Of course, we should reuse rather than recreate. But now the question arises, how Rohit will reuse those codes, sir? How Rohit will reuse those code? How? how it is possible that Rohit can call the sum function and subtraction function. Okay, for the same purpose, sir. For the same purpose, okay, Java has given you a very beautiful keyword, sir. Java has given you very beautiful. What is the keyword name, sir? Extends. What is the name of the keyword, sir? Extends. Extends is a keyword, sir. Sir, extends. Class B extends. Sir, which class you want to extend, sir? I want to extend a class A. Look at class B extends A. Extends A. Class B, what, sir? Extends A. Extends A. Okay, try to understand. Class B extends A. Okay. So, sir, first of all, what extend is a keyword? Okay, it's not extends, sir. It's extends. TENDS. Simple present. Simple present. Sir, extends is a keyword, sir. Extend is a keyword provided by Java, provided by Java language to reuse the code. To reuse the code. Yes, sir. Extends is a keyword, sir, provided by Java language to reuse the code. Okay, extends is a keyword provided by Java language to reuse the code. If you observe the name, sir, if you observe the name, what's up? Extends. Extends. If you observe the name extend, okay, extend means what? Extending the properties, extending the properties of existing class. Say yes or no. Extending the properties of what existing class? What existing class we have? We have existing class A written by Virat. Sir, I want to extend that property, sir. Virat has written summation and subtraction. Okay, Virat has written summation and subtraction. I want to extend that property. I want to extend that property. Okay, I want to write multiplication and division. I want to write multiplication and division. So I can extend. I can extend. That's why the look at name. What is a beautiful keyword, sir? Extends. Extends. You want to extend. Okay, you want to extend. Okay, so here Rohit is extending with what? Multiplication and division. Now, sir, in this case, class A is called, let's say class A is called base class in C++. In C++, it is called base class. In C++, it is called what, sir? Base class. But in Java, it is called super class. In Java, it is called what, sir? Super class. Super class. Okay. So A is what, sir? A is base class, or better, one more option you can give, sir, parent class. Parent class is what, sir? Parent class. This parent class is called in C++, it is called base class, but in Java it is called what, sir? Super class. Super class. In Java it is super class. A class is what? Parent class, sir. A is class is what? Parent class. In C++, this parent class is known as what, sir? In C++, this parent class is known as base class. But in Java, this parent class is known as what, sir? This parent class is known as what, sir? Super class. Super class. Now, B. What about B class, sir? Sir, this B class is child class, sir. This B class is what, sir? Child class. Sir, in C++, it is called a derived class. It is called a derived class in C++. In C++, it is called what, sir? A derived class. It is called a derived class. In Java, it is called subclass. Okay, in Java, it is called what, sir? Subclass, subclass, subclass. In Java, it is subclass. Okay, in Java it is what? Subclass. These are the points. Remember well. These are the points. Okay, sir. In Java it is called what? Subclass. Sir, that means what? That means what? A is a parent class. A is a parent class. B is a child class. B is a child class. Okay. Let's see now. Let's see. If you're asking, A is a parent class. A is a parent, just like our parents, sir. Just like our parents in our home. B is a child class, just like we. Okay, sir, if our parent has some property, let's say our parent has bought one scooty, okay, one scooty. Let's say one scooty, any company, sir. Let's say Activa company scooty is there. Activa company scooty is there, sir. When I get a job, okay, then will I buy the same scooty again? Of course, no, sir. Of course, no. Okay. Why, sir? Because scooty is already available. Scooty is already available. Bike is already available. Okay. Now, if I want to extend the property of my family, if I want to extend the property of my family, so definitely I will buy a car. Definitely I will buy a car. I will not buy the duplicate things, sir, or the things which are already available in my property or in my home. Right. The same thing happens here, sir. Sir, Virat has already written the code for summation and subtraction. Virat has already written the code for summation and subtraction. What Rohit is doing, sir? Rohit is a child class. Being a child class, what is the work of Rohit? To extend the properties of what? Parent class. To extend the properties of parent class. So parent class properties is what, sir? Parent class properties is summation and subtraction. Rohit is just extending that properties by adding two more extra flavors, multiplication and division. Okay, so I hope you got the concept. Please take the screenshot, and if you have any doubt you may ask, sir. If you have any doubt you may ask. And thank you for joining on Sunday, sir. I can understand Sunday is a what, Sunday is a fun day. Thank you for joining. Okay, so everyone is clear, everything is clear. Sir, this is one of the most important parts, sir. You know, inheritance is what, sir? From now onwards till the end of advanced Java, inheritance is required, sir. Okay, from now onwards till the end of advanced Java, sir, inheritance is required. Inheritance is so powerful concept, sir. Reuse the code. It's a very powerful part of what any object-oriented programming language. Reuse the code is very powerful part, sir. Reuse, always reuse rather recreate. Always reuse rather recreate. Ora, write once, run anywhere. Okay, this code you should know. This thing you should know. Sir, Virat has already written this code, sir. Virat has already written this code. Rohit is just extending the code. You know, one more example I want to give you. One more example I want to give you. If you can understand it is very well. If you can understand it is very well. Try to understand what example I am giving you. Look at, sir. assume that sir, assume that I have a file, sir. Like, let's see, I have a file test. Okay, let me save this test. Just try to listen well. Test.java, sir. Okay, tester.java. Try to understand, sir. Try to understand. You will get the clear concept of reusability. Okay. Sir, as you can see in our example, we have what, sir? We have a class B. We have a class B, and this class B is what? What? Taking the properties of class A. Correct or not? Yes. Taking the properties of class B. That means, when you create the object for class B, when we create the object for class B, listen guys, listen very carefully, sir. When we create the object for class B, let's say B of B1 is equal to new of B of B1 is equal to new of B. Sir, I can happily access what, sir? All the members, sir. Sir, I can happily access B1 dot what, sir? Let's say start with own class multiplication, and B1 dot what, sir? B1 dot division, sir. B1 dot division. Okay, multiplication and division is its own property, sir. Multiplication and division is its own property. B class own property, sir. B class own property. Whereas summation and subtraction is what, sir? It is a derived property, sir. I can also write what, sir? B1 dot sum. It is a derived property, sir. B1 dot what, sir? Sum. And B1 dot sub. B1 dot what, sir? B1 dot sub. Okay. B1 dot sub. It is the derived property, sir. Multiplication and division. Multiplication, division. It is what? It is the own property. Own property of what, sir? Class B. Summation and subtraction is what, sir? It is the derived property, sir. It is the derived property. It is the derived property. Getting my point? It is the derived property. Remember this point very well. Okay. So now let's see one example. Sir, this class test, sir, I want to reuse a class, sir. Sir, I want to reuse a class. How to reuse the class? Listen, sir, I know Java has a class. Java has already, like Virat has written one class now. Virat has written one class for Rohit. Similarly, Java has written a class called a date. Date D is equal to new date. Date D is equal to what, sir? New date. Okay, this class is written by whom, sir? This class is written by Java. This class is written by Java. Can I reuse this class, sir? Yes, you can reuse. No problem. Sir, can I reuse this class? Yes, sir, you can reuse. If this class is not provided by Java, listen, if this class is not provided by Java, then of course you need to define one class date here or not. Of course, you need to define one class date. Then only you can create the object. Then only you can create the object. Come on, reply me. Yes or no? Are you getting this point? Come on, reply. Are you getting this point, what I'm explaining right now? Sir, what I'm explaining, sir, I'm explaining if you want to create an object for date, of course, yes, correct. Of course, you need what one date class. Of course, you need what one date class, correct or not? Then only we can create the object, sir. The class must be available. The class must be available. Then only we can create the object or not. Like that, here we are creating the object for what? B class, correct or not? Because the B class is available, sir. B class is available. We have now, sir, when we have this date class, and this date class is not defined by me. Why? Because it is already written by Java software people. Now, what I want to print, sir, let's say I want to print D. When you print D, what will happen? I will tell you everything. Don't worry. Don't worry. Sir, I want to print this D, sir. That means I want to print object reference. Object reference. Sir, when I compile this program, listen, when I compile this program, I will get a compilation error, sir. I will get a compilation. Listen, guys, very carefully. I will get a compilation error. What compiler will tell you? The compiler will tell you which date class you are talking. I don't have any date class. You haven't defined any date class. The compiler will simply ask you which date class you are talking about. Which date class you are talking about? You have not defined any class called a date. Okay, so which dot class you are talking about? Look, cannot find symbol date. Yes, look, cannot find symbol which class, sir, date, which date class you are talking about. Okay, then you have two options, sir. You have two options. Either you define your own date class, fine, no problem. Either you define your own date class, fine, no problem. Or you have to convince to your compiler, dear compiler, the date class created by Java software people I want to reuse. The date class created by Java software people I want to use here. Then Java compiler will ask, there are several date class. There are several date class are available, sir. Sir, can you please specify which date class you want to use? Why? Because I am confusing. Like that, your compiler is telling to you. Like that, your compiler is telling to you, sir, I am confusing. Dear user, I am confusing which date class you are talking. So can you please specify which date class actually you want? Then you have to specify, look, import java.util.date. Import java.util.star. Even you can write star. Import java.util.star. Sir, I am talking about the util package date class, sir. I am talking about the util package date class. Then the compiler will tell, oh, now I get it. Now I get it, and I will produce the output. Don't worry. Look at now. When I compile this code, compiler doesn't have any issue. Yes, we got it. Correct or not? Yes, we got it. We have successfully reused our date class given by Java software people. Sir, when I run this, what will happen, sir? Sir, when you run this, you will get the current system date and time, sir. Look at right side of the right bottom, sir. Right bottom. Right bottom, you can see 8:01 a.m. 5th December. So you will get the current system date and time. Look, yes, sir. Sunday, December 5, 8:01:29 Indian Standard Time 2021. Yes, sir. We got the current what, sir? Date and time. Sir, it is fetching the current date and time from my system, sir. It is fetching the current date and time from my system. Okay. So when you run this program again, you will get some different time, sir. Okay. Again, when you run this program, again it will fetch the date from my system or not? Yes, sir. Again, it will fetch the date and time from my system itself. Look, yes, I'm waiting for that. Now it is what, sir? 802, 802, 82. Look, what you are getting, sir? 802. Here 801. Okay, so this date class is available in which package, sir? Java.util. Like that, so many classes are available, sir. Like that, so many classes are available. We can happily reuse those classes. Sir, look, write once, run anywhere. Java software people has written this class only once in USA, California. Now millions of programmer all around the world are using this date class or not? Yes, Yes, write once, run anywhere. Write once, run anywhere. Okay. Now, one statement I told you while delivering this lecture, as one statement I told you, that sir, there Java compiler is asking, sir, there are several date class is available, sir. There are several date classes available, sir. So can you please specify which date class you are talking, sir? Yes, sir. That statement is true, sir. That statement is true, sir. Sir, there is another date class. There is another date class available in what, sir? Available in Java.sql package, sir. Java.sql package, sir. Sir, what is the purpose of this date class, sir? Sir, there is a date class available in Java.util. There is another date class available in Java.sql, structure query language. Okay, sir, this state class purpose I got it, sir. I got it. This state class purpose to fetch the current system date and time. But can you tell me, sir, what is the purpose of this state class, sir? The date class available in Java.sql package, sir. Yes, sir. Whenever you want to insert date and time to any database, sir, whenever you want to insert the current system date and time to any database, okay, then we need java.sql.date class available in java.sql. Okay, okay, sir. Now, sir, what will happen now, sir? What will happen now if I compile this program? Sir, you will get a compilation error, sir. You will get a compilation error. The compiler will tell you, sir, compiler will tell you to the user, compiler will tell to user, I am totally confused. Ambiguity problem. Ambiguity problem. Why? Because I am unable to understand which data class you are talking about. You are talking about java.util, whether I have to fetch the current system date and time, or whether you want to insert this date to the database, sir. Okay, like that the compiler will tell you. Like that the compiler will generate the compilation error. Look at very beautiful compilation error, sir. Just look at what the compilation error compiler is giving to you. Look at very beautiful message. Ambiguous, sir. What it is saying? Look at very carefully, sir. Sir, error, sir. Where error? At line number 7. What we have at line number 7, sir? Sir, line number 7, we have a date class. Sir, what error, sir? Sir, look at reference to date is ambiguous. Reference to date is ambiguous. Both class, both class java.sql.date in java.sql. Sir, java.sql.date in java.sql and java.util.date in java.util match match. So what, sir? It is ambiguous. I'm unable to recognize which date class you are talking. Okay, which date class you are talking. Of course, if you want to see the implementation of java.sql, you have to wait till advanced java. In advanced java, we have a program to insert the date and time in what, Oracle database or any other database. You can insert in any database, sir, no problem. Okay, but here, of course, this date class what we are using in java.util, it will display the current system date and time, no doubt about this. Now, what you got from this program, sir? What you got from this program? Happily you got what? Happily you got what, sir? Sir, we can happily reuse the classes written by Java software people. Written by Java software people. That's why I told you C and C++ languages are concentrating on functions. C and C++ languages are concentrating on functions, but Java is a language concentrates on predefined classes. Instead of predefined functions, we have predefined classes in Java, sir. So that is not a better approach, sir. Yes, it is a better approach. Okay, it is a better approach. Let's say if you want to find out the length of a string, what we are using strlen. This is a function, sir. This is a function. We are concentrating on function. While working with C and C++, we are concentrating on functions. We have individual functions. But in Java, we have what, sir? Instead of predefined function, we have predefined classes. We have predefined classes. That is the beauty of Java, sir. That is the beauty of Java. So I hope you got the concept, sir. Ora, right? Once, run everywhere. Okay, this is the entire concept. We can happily reuse. So whenever you are writing a class, okay, think the power, sir. Whenever you are writing a class, that means what? You have the power to use that particular class in what? In various ways. In various ways. I hope you remember the concept I have given you that time while describing the business logic class and executable logic class. And that time I have created a class, I think student, what I'm remembering, I think student, and that student class is reusable by so many number of classes like Ravi, Virat, Rohit. You remember this point? Say yes or no, just reply in the chat window. You remember one day I created one class student, I told you this is a reusable class, sir. Any class can reuse, whether Ravi wants to use, yes, Ravi can use. Virat wants to use, Virat can use. Virat can display something about himself, like what is the roll number of Virat, what is the name of Virat. Ravi can tell something like himself, what is the name of Ravi, what is the name of, what is the roll number of Ravi. Tell me yes or no. Are you getting my point? Please write in the chat window. Yes, the same thing, the same thing. Okay, the same thing. Okay, so I hope you got the idea what is inheritance and what is the power of inheritance, sir. Of course, inheritance is one of the most important topic in Java, and as I told you, it will be available till the end of Java. Now, what is the next, sir? So let me save this, sir. Let me save this. So yes, inheritance. It is in 2 p.m. It's the inheritance. Now, Now, what is next, sir? Listen, what is next? So, this is what inheritance, we got the idea. Extends is a keyword, sir. This is the superclass. A is a superclass, B is a child class or subclass. Okay, fine. Now, what is next, sir? Listen. Sir, by using inheritance, sir, listen this point very well. What is the point, sir? By using inheritance, by using inheritance, by using inheritance, the subclass means what, sir? Subclass means what? Or child class. Okay, subclass or child class. That means what? Rohit class, sir. Rohit class, B class. By using inheritance, the subclass or child class, Rohit class B, class B. I'm talking about class B. By using inheritance, the subclass or child class need not to start the process. Need not to start the process from beginning onwards, sir. From beginning onwards. This is one of the most advantage, sir. One beginning onwards. Beginning onwards, correct or not? Yes, correct. Sir, by using inheritance, the subclass or child class need not to start the process from beginning onwards. From beginning onwards. Look, the child class, the class written by Rohit is starting from beginning. No, sir. Beginning we have summation and subtraction. Rohit is what? Starting from multiplication and division. So Rohit need not to start again from summation, sir. Rohit need not to start again from summation, because summation and subtraction is already written by Virat. So Rohit is starting from where, sir? Multiplication and then division, of course. Okay, Rohit need not to start from what? From summation. This is one of the most important advantages of what? Inheritance. Okay, now let's see, sir. So now if you go to the definition of inheritance, sir, if you write the definition of inheritance, okay, if you write the definition of inheritance, and meanwhile, we will, I will try to give you the points as well. So let me please wait. So I'm going to write the definition of inheritance. What is the definition of inheritance? This is our notes, sir. Okay. Now, sir, inheritance. So what is inheritance, sir? Look at the first point. Sir, deriving a new class, sir. Deriving a new class. In our case, which class, sir? Look at. In our case, which class, sir? Class B. Deriving a new class. In our case, what, sir? Class B. Class B. Okay. Deriving a new class. That is class B from existing class. From existing class. From existing class means what, sir? Class A. From existing class means what, sir? Class A, which is already written by whom? Which is already written by Virat. Class B is what, sir? Class B is written by Rohit, or Rohit is going to write the class B. So deriving a new class, that is class B, from existing class, that is class A, in such a way, in such a way that the new class, the new class means what? Again, class B. New class will acquire. Very important word for inheritance, sir. Acquire. Will acquire. Very important word for inheritance. Okay, acquire. Will acquire all the features and properties. All the features and properties. All the features and properties except private. Except private. If is there any private properties available in the superclass, if is any private property, if there is a private property in superclass, then that private property is not visible, not available in what subclass, sir? Yes, private property, remember this. If we have something private, I don't want to share that private property to my child classes. Okay, to my child classes. Why? Because private members are accessible within the same class only, within the same class. Remember this point very well, sir. So deriving a new class, you are deriving a new class. You are deriving a class from what, sir? From existing class, already available class, in such a way that the new class, the class B, will acquire all the features and properties except private. Will acquire all the features and properties except private of existing class. Of existing class is called inheritance. It's called inheritance. This is the first point. So what is the next? It is one of the most important concept of what, sir? Of oops, which provides what, sir? In the double quotes, compulsory you should write code reusability. Code reusability. It is one of the most important concept of which provides what, sir? Code reusability. Code reusability. Code reusability means, code reusability means aura. Write once, run anywhere. That is what, sir? Aura. Code reusability means write once, run anywhere. Correct or not? Yes, correct. Aura. That is what, sir? Aura. Write once, run anywhere. This is what code reusability. Okay, now, sir, what is the next, sir? Next what, sir? The Java language, sir. Java language has Java language has provided a keyword called extends. A keyword called what, sir? Extends, through which you can provide inheritance. Through which we can provide what, sir? Inheritance. Please take the screenshot so I can move to the another points. Please take the screenshot. Monica, please mute yourself. Okay, please take the screenshot. Now, I'm going to the next point, sir. What is the next point? So I think these 4 points are clear. The first point is very important, sir. Look at, if you have any doubt, you can chat with me. Sir, deriving a new class. Deriving a new class means I'm going to make a class B. I'm going to make a class what, sir? I'm going to make a class B from existing class. From which class, sir? Class A. In such a way that the new class will acquire all the features and properties, but accepting private. If there is a private property available in the superclass, if there is a private property available in the superclass, of course that private property is not visible to the subclass of existing class is called what? Inheritance. It is one of the most important concept. Code reusability means what? Ora, and we have a what, sir? Extends keyword. Okay, now what is next, sir? Using inheritance relation, or using inheritance, the relationship between the classes is parent and child. It's parent and child. According to C++, according to C++, the parent class is called base class, and the child class is called derived class. But according to Java, the parent class is called superclass, and the child class is called subclass. Child class is what, sir? Subclass. Okay, so of course, simple. Using inheritance, the relationship between the classes is what, sir? Parent and child. Parent and child. According to C++, the parent class is called base class, and the child class is called what, sir? Derived class. But according to Java, the parent class is called superclass, and the child class is called what, sir? Child class is called subclass. Remember this point well. Now, what is the next, sir? Using inheritance mechanism, using inheritance mechanism, the relationship, sorry, using inheritance mechanism, all the features, all the features of of superclass is by default available in subclass. So the subclass need not to start the process from beginning onwards. Beginning onwards. Correct or not? Yes, sir, correct. Sir, using inheritance mechanism, all the features of superclass is by default available in subclass. Correct or not? Is by default available in subclass. So the subclass need not to start the process from beginning onwards. Correct or not? Yes, correct. Okay. So of course the subclass need not to start with what? Sum, sir. Subclass can directly start with what? Multiplication. Okay, subclass can directly start with what? Multiplication. Subclass need not to start the process from beginning onwards. Onwards. Okay, now, sir, next, sir, inheritance follows top to bottom approach. Top to bottom approach. Listen this point very well. Top to bottom approach. Inheritance follows what, sir? Top to bottom approach. What is the meaning of top to bottom approach? Listen this point very well. Sir, what is the top to bottom approach? So let's say, whenever we move top, I will give you three or one or two examples, you will get idea. Sir, let's suppose I told you, dear students, I bought a vehicle. Okay. I'm telling to you guys, okay, I'm telling to you guys. Dear, no, today is Sunday and today I bought a vehicle. I got a vehicle. What is your question? Your question will be suddenly what your question will be, sir, what vehicle, sir? Sir, what vehicle? Okay. So I told you, I bought a car, sir. Class car. I bought a what, sir? Car. Car. I bought a what? Car. Okay. What I can write? Extends a vehicle. Extends what, sir? Vehicle. Class car extends vehicle. Then you can ask, sir, what car, sir? There are a lot of cars, sir. What cars you have bought, sir? Sir, class Honda. Class Honda extends car. Extends car. Okay, look at. So what you are getting from here, sir? Look, there is a relation, sir. Look at. Right now, maybe right now you will get there is a relation. Honda is a car or not? Honda is a car or not, and car is a vehicle or not. That means what type of relation it is creating, sir? It is creating is a relation. But that is another thing. That is another issue, sir. Okay, that we will discuss separately. Don't worry. We have a is a relation and has a relation. Okay, is a relation and has a relation. That is another thing. Don't worry about that. But here look at Honda. Honda is a car. Car is a vehicle. Honda is a car. Car is a vehicle. Correct or not? Yes, sir. Now listen, sir, when you this is what is a relation we will talk, don't worry, sir. When you because inheritance follows to bottom approach. Inheritance follows top to bottom approach. So when you are in the top, when you are in the top of the hierarchy, top of the classes, then we are getting more generalization classes. More what's generalization classes, we are getting more generalization classes. But when you come back, or when you come down to more a specific classes, then you are getting what, sir? Then you are getting more a specialization. More a specialization classes, sir. More a specialization classes. Here vehicle means what? It's a general, sir. General, it could be anything, sir. It could be anything. It could be a car, it could be a truck, it could be a bus. Okay, sir. Then little bit of specialization. Car means only the car. Now there is no truck, there is no bus, only car. Okay, only the car family, only the car family. Okay, but again, little bit generalization. Which car, sir? Which car? Then a specifically what? Honda. Now a specialization. Okay, it is a Honda car. It is a Honda car. Okay. Listen this point very well, sir. This is very important point. Listen this point very well. This is what generalization and what a specialization. Generalization and what a specialization. Sir, can you give me one more example, sir? Yes, I can give you one more example. No problem. Sir, I am a student of intermediate class. Sir, I am a student of intermediate class, sir. I'm a student of intermediate class, sir. Very nice. Sir, can you tell me what is the stream of this student? You can't say, sir. You can't say. It is a student of intermediate. You can't say stream, whether it is from arts stream, commerce stream, or science stream. Now, now you are telling class science. Science extends students. Extends what's a student? Class science extends student. Extends student. Now, okay, this student is belonging from the science background. Correct or not? Yes, sir. This student is belonging from the science background. Now we have a clear idea. Okay, this student is not from commerce, not from arts, it is from science. But can you tell me whether it is from pure science or bioscience? You can't say, sir, because science has again two categories. One is pure science, one is bioscience. Okay, so now a student is writing what? Class PCM. PCM is what? Physics, chemistry, math, extend science. Now you can specifically tell that yes, it is a what? A pure science student, physics, chemistry, math, pure science student. Here what, sir? Maybe pure science or maybe bioscience. Here what, sir? Generalization. Maybe the student of science or maybe the student of commerce or arts. Okay, so in the top of the hierarchy we have what? Generalization. In the top of the hierarchy we have generalization. In the bottom we have a specialization. Okay, listen this point very well. So inheritance follows top to bottom approach. In the top of the hierarchy, in the top of the hierarchy, we get more generalization classes, more generalization classes. Whereas, whereas on the other hand, on the other hand, at bottom level, At bottom level, we get we get more specialization, sir. More specialization classes. Okay, more specialization classes. We get more specialization classes. At top level, we get more generalization classes. At bottom level, we get more specialization classes. So better to take the screenshot of this one. Better to take the screenshot of this one. Class vehicle, car, Honda. Sir, class student, science and PCM. Top of the hierarchy, generalization. Bottom of the hierarchy is specialization. Specialization. Now, better to take the screenshot of these 3 points. Better to take the screenshot of these 3 points. Sir, what is next, sir? Okay, what is next? What is the next, sir? Look at. Sir, sir, if you look at this example, the same example, if you look at the same example, okay. Now here car, in this car, can I write a string horn name, string horn, the name of the horn, some high volume horn, high volume. Okay, let's say something, some high volume horn. Okay, yes sir. Look at, sir, vehicle, car and Honda. Car is a vehicle or not? Honda is a car or not? Yes. PCM students are science student or not? Science student is a part of student or not? Yes sir. So in between the classes, we have what? We have easy relation. Sir, we have easy relation in between the classes. Sir, listen this point very well. Sir, easy relation, sir. Easy relation between the classes. Between the classes. Easy relation between the classes. Whereas we have a has a relation, has a relation, has a relation, has a relation between the class and its property. Has a relation between the class and its property, sir. Has a relation between the class and its property. Yes or no? Has a relation between the class and its property. Look at, sir, car is a vehicle, Honda is a car. Is a relation between the classes, But car has a horn, car has a wheels, car has a engine. Okay, car has a horn, car has a engine. Correct or not? Car has steering. Correct or not? Yes, sir. That means what? Has a relation occurs between what? Classes and it's a property. It's a property. Okay. So this is the last point, sir. Okay. Inheritance. Inheritance provides two kinds of relationship. Two kinds of relationship. First one is what, sir? Is a relation. Is a relation. It occurs between the classes. Next one is what, sir? Has a relation. Has a relation. It occurs between the class and its property. Is a relation, it occurs between the classes. Has a relation, it occurs between the class and its property. Now take this point. That's all for today. The remaining point I will discuss tomorrow. Tomorrow we have a holiday. I told you Monday we don't have class. Tomorrow, no, we next class will be on sir Tuesday. Let me